So it was originally a love song that I wrote when I was only 17 years old, and it wasn't until a few months back that I was with my engineer and we decided to build the production around it together. I want to give a thank you to Splice for sponsoring this video. Their platform has fueled the creative process of not only myself, but other artists and producers around the world. Hi, my name is Grant Schaefer. I'm a 19-year-old artist based out of Florida, and today I'm going to show you how my most recent single was made. So the vast majority of my songs, I pretty much just write originally with my vocals and the guitar, and this song was no exception. So when it came to the production, we decided to really just take the simplistic route. So you can really hear how the kick is locked with the rhythm guitar. It really gives the verse this sort of feeling that can't really be replicated in any other way with any other pattern. And then we bring in this bass line that I laid down, and it sounds like this. Nice and crunchy. So one of the last elements of the verse was this sort of layered, chorus-heavy effect guitar that just plays the same exact chords as the main guitar, but it has this chorus-heavy effect that really gives a dreamy vibe to the song. And aside from that, it's really just small details, like this little riff that we put in that gives the verse its sound. So then I brought in these layered falsetto harmonies that really serve as this sort of bridge between the changing dynamic of the slow-paced verse to the happy pop production that we bring in on the chorus. So the chord progression changes on the verse, which really gives it the sort of happy, uplifting feel with all the major chords. And then the drum groove also changes and kind of accompanies that shift and dynamically in the song. So we layered my real bass with my engineer Wavy's 808. Just to try to include as many organic instruments as possible. One last percussive detail would be these bongos in the second half of the chorus. I always like to put bongos in my songs. Nice little hidden tropical feel percussively there. So as a lot of you probably know, I was originally a classically trained violinist, so I really like to try to incorporate as many string instruments as I can when I can, but these I actually didn't play, they were just MIDI strings, but I thought that they were a really nice touch for the second half of the chorus, really adding to that sort of euphoric vibe. So this is the last aspect of the chorus's chord production, and it's actually a sample that my engineer Wavy pulled from Splice. And if you guys aren't familiar, Splice is a company that essentially they house millions of royalty-free samples, loops, effects, presets, and super innovative company. I really think the awesome thing about Splice is that it creates endless opportunities for a music producer in terms of a sound library that large that you can pull from. And I've been using Splice for a few years now. The plan only costs $8 per month, which is super affordable and awesome. You also get a mobile app for on the go if you ever want to access it when you're in a random location, if you're feeling inspired and you want to plug it back into your DAW when you get home, you can do that. Splice actually partners with artists around the world to release their own sample packs. And I definitely think that that's one of the most unique things about their platform is the ability to go into a specific artist or producer's pack and you're essentially accessing their sound library in a way through Splice. And two artists that I think are really awesome that have released sample packs with Splice would be Felly and Medicine. And I use both of their sample packs when I'm making beats sometimes. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to release my own sample pack with Splice because I think that a lot of people would be able to use my guitar loops within their production. So So that's what the sample sounded like when we originally pulled it, and then Wavy essentially dragged it into his Ableton session, pitched it up, and warped it as well. And then when we added the sample in, this is what it sounded like. It was really awesome because it was one of those moments where you don't even know that your song is missing a vital component, and then you add that element in, and suddenly the song is just like magic to your ears, and it's completed. And that's why I think that Splice is such an innovative platform, because with access to such a vast sound library, you can just input the key of the song that you're working on and drag in different sounds and loops. And you never know when you're gonna find that one sound or loop that completes your record like it did in our case.